everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Death Row Diner. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and we're actually going to talk about two people because they were kind of like a duo. So we're going to talk about Martha Beck and Raymond Fernandez. Now, Martha Beck was only 31 years old when she was executed, and she was actually executed the exact same day as her lover, Raymond Fernandez. And this deadly duo went by a couple different names. They were known as the Honeymoon Killers, the Lonely Hearts Killers, and the Serial Killer Couple. And they met their victims through Lonely Hearts ads. And I didn't really know what Lonely Hearts ads were or like what it was like, but basically it's Craigslist personals, but for the newspaper. So, printed Craigslist, if you will. Now, Martha's life was honestly pretty tragic, a little bit dramatic. Her childhood was really difficult. Her mom was really emotionally abusive. Her classmates tormented her. She didn't do well in school, and she was actually molested by her brother when she was only 10. But she did grow up to be successful. She was working as a nurse in an army hospital for several years, and she ended up having a one-night stand there with a soldier that resulted in the birth of her daughter, Willa Dean. Now, when the soldier found out, he was a little bit upset and actually threw himself off of a cliff into the California Bay in a suicide attempt, which failed, but she never saw him again. So now she's a single mother of one. She decided she needed a fresh start, moved to Florida, and there she met Alfred Beck. Now, it wasn't very long that they were together before she got married because she was pregnant. So it was kind of the thing to do at the time. They only made it like 6 months before they got a divorce. Now she's the single mother of 2. What's she going to do? She ended up meeting Raymond Fernandez through a Lonely Hearts ad. He's older than she is. He's smart. He's cunning. He was born in Hawaii. His parents were Spanish. She started to really idolize him. She really worshipped the ground that he walked on. She ends up kind of being a puppet for whatever he says to do goes. And just to put that in perspective a little bit, she was so enamored with him that she actually abandoned her 2 children. She took them to a Salvation Army and left them there in January of 1948 so that she could go to New York and be with him. Now, in the research that I've done, it sounds like once she got to New York, Raymond introduced her to everyone as his sister. He didn't want to have the live-in lover. He didn't want that reputation. And she was not really a fan of that. He was really a bit of a player. He kept a lot of female company, and Martha was a really jealous person. So the first victim was Janet Fay. Martha caught Janet, who was 66 years old at the time, caught Janet in bed with Raymond and beat her in the head with a hammer. Now, Martha was not strong enough to have this kill Janet instantly, so Raymond had to strangle her. So the 2 of them together, that's their first victim. They decide now we've got to leave town so that Janet's family doesn't figure out it was us. We got to go. So they went to Wyoming Township, Michigan, and there they met Delphine Downing. And she was a lovely young widow with a 2-year-old daughter. She had a Lonely Hearts ad. Raymond responded and then brought Martha along as his sister. So she is a 2-year-old. She's a lovely mom, and Martha is jealous, of course. Between the jealousy that she's feeling and the crying 2-year-old, Martha is constantly on edge. And one day, it's starting to get to her. They've overstayed their welcome. Delphine's starting to get agitated, so Raymond slips her some sleeping pills. She goes to bed. The crying child is just really working on Martha's nerves, so she strangled the kid. Not enough to kill the daughter, but she was bruised up. It was obvious something had happened. So now they have to figure out what to do before Delphine wakes up. Raymond goes to Delphine, shoots her in her sleep, but they don't kill the kid. They continue to live in the house for several days. Martha finally is tired of her. They drown the baby in a basin of water. They decided then, it's okay, we'll stay at the house for a little bit longer. They go see a movie, they come back, they bury both of the bodies in the basement of the home, and then neighbors started to get really suspicious of what's happened. They haven't seen Delphine, they haven't seen the child, something's wrong. So law enforcement finds out that they've murdered the child and Delphine, and they start looking for them. Now, they left town to go back to New York, assuming that there's no death penalty if they get caught. Of course, the crime catches up with them. And when they're in New York and they get picked up, Fernandez quickly confessed to all of his crimes, assuming that he would not have the death penalty. And he bragged to law enforcement with how, enamored women were with him, and bragged about how it could have been like 17 other women that they murdered. And his confession was actually 73 pages long. So they were caught for the crime. They were extradited to New York. And then when they were in New York, they're like, no, we didn't do anything wrong. Absolutely not, because of the death penalty. So finally, they get them on charges for Janet Faye, Delphine Downing, and the baby Downing. And they were both incarcerated at Sing Sing in New York. From there, it still is crazy. It's still dramatic. They're in the same prison, and there's a constant back and forth between Beck and Fernandez. In some moments, they're professing their undying love and how they never want to be separated. And then other days, they absolutely hated each other. But they were both executed on March 8th of 1951. Raymond was executed first, and his final words were, "I want to shout it to the world. I love Martha Beck. What does the public know about love?" Martha's final statement for the press was, "What does it matter who is to blame? My story is a love story, but only those with tortured love can understand what I mean. I was pictured as a fat, unfeeling woman, but I'm not unfeeling, stupid, or moronic. In the history of the world, how many crimes have been attributed to love?" As she was strapped to the electric chair, it's said that she mouthed the words, "So long," but no sound escaped. So, were they her last words? Who knows? So, we're going to eat both of their final meals. We will eat Raymond's first, because this one I don't really want to eat at all. So, he ordered an onion omelet, French fries, and chocolate, and a Cuban cigar. He didn't get the cigar, but they did give him the meal. I hate eggs. Just to put that out there. I don't like the concept of eggs. I don't like the smell of eggs. I don't like the texture of eggs. So this sitting here has honestly been like torturing me. I don't even want to eat a bite of this. French fries, totally fine. Hershey's chocolate, delicious. It's the egg, and honestly, I think that I should eat that last. Or I'll eat it first and get it out of the way. Ooh. I don't like that egg is like floppy, but also squishy. I really don't like the way eggs smell. I don't know how people enjoy this all the time. It's wet, but also a food at the same time. I can't even think of another food that has the same texture as eggs. Also, eggs remind me of that phobia that people have, tryptophobia, where they're scared of holes. I think it's tryptophobia. No. I don't know what that's called, but that's what it reminds me of. I feel like this is a good size bite. I really got to like talk myself into it. This is not at all what I would pick for a last meal. An omelet. I would want some protein or something. And he didn't even ask for sauce with his French fries. I'm stalling. I don't want to eat the eggs. Nope. It's so hard to swallow it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Overall, as a last meal, this is a fail. French fries are bland. Eggs are disgusting. The chocolate bar is a win. But I would never want eggs. Ever. Never, never, never. Honestly. Gross. The chocolate part is really the only enjoyable piece of this. And I'm a little bit sad because this meal is better than what Martha picked, as far as my personal preferences go. So I'm going to pause, reset my tray with Martha's meal, and give you a review of that. So now we have Martha's meal. She wanted fried chicken, fried potatoes, and salad. Again, not a very exciting meal for like a last meal. Maybe that was the best thing at the time, but not what I would pick. Anybody who's known me for very long knows that I don't eat meat with a bone in it at all, ever. That's not for me. So if I'm going to eat chicken that's fried, I want chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, chicken strips, whatever, not fried chicken. I don't like the concept of maybe my teeth touching a bone. That freaks me out. I don't like white meat and dark meat mixed together. I don't eat dark meat really at all. So I don't want to even take a bite of the chicken, to be honest. But we will. So, of course, French fries, I love. Who doesn't want French fries? Again, she didn't request a dip either. So, plain French fries is kind of boring, but acceptable. I'm going to eat the chicken and then the salad so I can wash it down. I don't even like to touch my food, to be honest. I'm not a big hands-on eater. I don't even know I don't even know what pieces of chicken this is. So I think this is maybe a rib cage. So that's a chicken breast. I don't know how to hold it even. I don't want my teeth to touch anything. I think we're going to bite from this side. It's not that it tastes bad, but I feel like I could only safely eat like 3 bites of chicken, like 1, 2, 3, and otherwise I'm gonna touch something I don't want to touch. Yeah, I don't like that there's like a whole rib cage carcass in here. This piece is something different, but I don't know what body part this is. I'm not gonna do that either. But if I had to rank these meals, I don't even remember what scale I used last time. 0 out of 5, I think. Out of 5. Sure, that's what I picked. Both of these get like maybe a 3 out of 5. Salad is tolerable. I love French fries. Chicken is an okay food, but I don't like bones. And then I really did not like it. Maybe okay. He gets a 2 out of 5. She gets a 3 out of 5 because I do like salad and I do like French fries. But yeah, bone-in chicken is not for me. The salad though is fine. And this is a good salad. So let's give them a couple score of 2.5 out of 5. Actually, I think that tastes kind of like soap. Something's wrong with this salad. It tastes like hand soap in like a very large venue. It's the cucumber. The cucumber tastes like soap. 2.5 out of 5. That's what they get as a combined score. So, thanks for watching Death Row Diner. I hope you enjoyed my suffering and that you learned something new today. So, we'll see you next time.